What is that?
That they used to be happy, the Salaf used to be happy with the good and the bad qadr, meaning they accept the good and the bad, and they'll be pleased with whatever Allah gives them.
No, this is not true. Who said this?
I was watching it on YouTube.
Akhi, there is a difference between being happy with the bad qadr, which is the death of your son, the death of your mom, the death of your father. This is bad qadr for you, which is a calamity. You're telling me that the Salaf, when their children died, they would throw a party and say, hey, my son died? Definitely not. So they were not happy. However, they were content. This is called ar-rida. Yes, this is a different thing. When the Prophet's son, and I apologize for interrupting, but I'm just saving your time and mine and the viewers. When the Prophet's son, Ibrahim, died, and he was an infant, and he was the only male child, the only male offspring that the Prophet had at the time, ﷺ, when he was like 62 years of age. So he was very happy to have him, as the idol worshippers were always mocking the Prophet ﷺ for not having a male offspring that would carry his name. And they used to call him Al-Abtar, the one who's cut off. And that's why we read in the shortest surah of the Quran, Inna shani'aka huwa al-abtar. The one who hates you and says these awful things about you is the one who's cut off and would not be remembered or mentioned later on in time. And this is a prophecy that is fulfilled till date. No one remembers Abu Jahl or Umayyah ibn Khalaf or Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, Shayba ibn Rabi'ah, and the likes. Nobody knows who they are or calls their names. But the Prophet's name, ﷺ, is mentioned all over the world, 5 times a day, round the clock, 7 days a week, and so forth. So when his son, whom he had great hopes on, all of a sudden died, he wasn't happy, he was content. So he said, القلب يحزن والعين تدمع ولا نقول إلا ما يرضي الرب وإنا على فراقك يا إبراهيم لمحزونون. The heart is saddened, the eyes weep, and we do not say anything except that which pleases Allah, but by Allah we are saddened and heartbroken for departing you, Ibrahim. That's it. End of story, and life goes on. So I hope this answers your doubt. Turab from Russia.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Alaikum salam to Allah.
May Allah bless you and help you understand my question.
Ameen, and you as well.
So I want to open a business, and the question is, what is the most, in which way of earning money, so a business or some craft, is the most barakah in this life and the next life, according to the Quran and the Sunnah, apart from like being a da'i or Islamic teacher and etc.
Do you know, Turab, of any merchandise or line of business mentioned in the Quran and the Sunnah that we're supposed to do? Yes or no?
No, Sheikh.
So, why would you ask me such a question? Imagine that if I tell you making tea mugs is one of the blessed businesses in the Quran and the Sunnah, and hypothetically there is something like that, wouldn't it be that everybody is going to work in selling and manufacturing teacups or mugs? It doesn't make any sense. Islam is a generic, proactive religion. It is suitable for every generation and every location on earth. People in Alaska or in Siberia, in Russia, they may not use tea mugs or teacups. They may use something else. So business is different. You have to become an innovative person, come up with new ideas, and adapt to the environment and see what the demand and the supply is about. And this is where the barakah is. As long as you don't sell haram, you don't lie, you don't cheat, even if you sell sand, Allah will put barakah in it. Whatever you sell or buy or produce, as long as you're truthful and you're sincere and you don't cheat or use Allah's name in vain, you are, inshallah, blessed. Carlos from Brazil.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam to Allah.
What is the ruling in prayer in pray where there are books on whose covers there are images?
If there are books with images, such as newspapers or magazines or normal books with images of human beings, the best is to turn them over and cover these images. If it is not possible, then you have to try and pray in a room that has no such images. If this is again not possible, then you may pray due to necessity and your prayer is valid, inshallah. Hamza from the US.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Can you raise your hand when you say the dua? Allahumma inni as'aluka hubbak wa hubba man yuhibbuk wal amal alladhi yuballighuni hubbak. Allahumma ij'al hubbaka ahabba ilayya min nafsi wa ahli wa min al-ma'il barid.
Question. Is this a prescribed dua or a general dua that was mentioned in the hadith?
A general dua?
So any general dua, you can raise your hands and say it without any problem. If it was part of the adhkar of morning and evening, I would say don't. Because when the Prophet said it, he never raised his hands. But if it's a general dua, for example, I'm sitting in the masjid, the adhan is called, and between the time of the adhan and the iqamah, I have enough time to make dua, I raise my hand and say this dua. Or I say, Allahumma innaka afoon tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Or I say, Allahumma salka al-afiyata fi dunya wal akhirah, Allahumma salka al-afwa wal afiyah fi deen. I say any dua that is nice and not prescribed at a particular